Oh, we're live.
Yeah.
Hi, Crystal.
Hi, Tracy.
How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Good. A little tired, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah. I've been wanting to for months, and I don't know what happened. My brain doesn't always remember what I want to do. So I'm glad.
That's all right. I'm surprised we haven't done it sooner. So
I know.
it's awesome that it's today, though.
We'll live in the present, and it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know. So I had a storm last night. You had a storm last night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we've had a storm kind of going on and off. So it'll happen one day, and then it's beautiful the next. And then here comes another storm, and then it's beautiful the next. Like, it's pretty nice today. But yesterday, it was like, a tornado came through Las Vegas or something. The wind was blowing so hard.
Is that rare there?
No.
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 Desert storms are a real thing then, huh?
Yes, it is windy here, probably more than it's not.
Cool. Right on. We got Tanya, Thrifty Treasures, in the house. Hey, girl. I'm so excited. I want to see her. I miss her. We have, who else? Michelle is here. Michelle Lathan. Robin from Ecom 101. And we have Chris, Thrift Beats. We've got a slow incoming, and that is cool. And we've got Crystal, Rosie's Closet here today, and I'm so excited. I don't know, would you like to give a short summary of who you are, what you do on YouTube, and why you're here?
Sure.
Okay.
Why am I here? Because Tracy invited me. My name's Crystal from Rosie's Closet. Let's see, I've been on YouTube for a little bit over a year now, and I just kind of talk about mom stuff, I guess, on my channel. So reselling, homeschooling, cooking, kind of all the stuff that I like to do. And then on Thursday mornings, we have a live stream where we talk about autism and other disabilities that affect us here in our home, just trying to help other people also find resources and just talk about their disabilities and kind of just be there to support each other. Yeah. But I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I've been reselling for 20 years now. Does that make
I did not know that. That's incredible. You only look like you're 20. Come on.
Oh, thank you, but no. Yeah, so I think I've been reselling for about 20 years now, just on and off, all different types of things, from buying wholesale and reselling at like the swap meet, to eBay, to Poshmark, to Etsy, and all across the board, like all the platforms.
Right. And yeah, you have your own website also, don't you?
I do. Yeah. I've had a website for a really long time, probably since I've started reselling, but it's kind of evolved and changed itself. And that's my brand new website. I think I saw you put it in the description.
I did. I was hoping that was okay.
I didn't know. That's fine. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. But yeah, that's my brand new website. I've connected with some wholesalers that I purchased from now and kind of got that up and going. It's still a work in progress. There's only a few things on there, but I'm just adding to it every day, and as I can buy and resell and do that.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Okay, we've got a few more coming in now. They're slowly trickling in. We have Over the Years. Hey, Tim. And another Tim right below him. Nobody here but us chicks. That's right. That's right. And Jennifer Hayes. Hello. Sunny, Las Vegas. So he's in Vegas too. Have you all ran into each other yet?
Yeah, that's no, we haven't run into each other, but that's Sunny. I have been watching him on his channel. He's a pretty awesome guy.
Cool. Yeah, I like him. He's calm, and he's a talker, but in a really soothing way. I like that about him. Yeah, there's a chat jump. There's D90. Hi.
Hello.
Cool. So you, when I first met you, it was Poshmark what I heard the most out of your mouth. Is that your main, you think?
That really was my main platform when I first started, but it's kind of changed because Poshmark has really changed a lot since I first started a few years ago on there, and I'm just not making the sales that I used to. So
I hate that for you, but I'm glad to hear that because I thought it was me.
Poshmark is hard right now. I don't know. I'm not doing anything different, except that I've added, a few other categories that are new, like the men's category. Well, when I first started, it was only women.
Right.
So now it's the men's and kids and home. So I've been kind of like branching out into those other categories as well. But I'm not as successful as I was when I first started.
Yeah, I feel like I used to be able to easily get a sale a day minimum,
Yeah.
and I'm struggling to get a couple sales per week. And I always go back to, well, it's also my lack of listing, most likely. Well, I stopped listing because I stopped getting sales. It got discouraging. So when I do put some time into it, I'll get a few sales here and there, but I can't make a decent income on Poshmark.
Yeah, I'm not really either at the moment.
Okay.
So it's like I've kind of spread myself out to other platforms as well. But before, it was just, for me, it was only Poshmark. That's all I was doing. I wasn't on any other platforms at all. It was only Poshmark.
Yeah.
And now I can't do it.
Yeah, I just think Tanya's right. I think there's so many sellers on there right now that there's just so much stuff. I was researching a little on Poshmark last night, and just to see what has sold in very basic categories, like I would type in top or shirt for women, and see what's sold recently, and it's $10 and $20 items. That's like I scrolled and saw nothing but $10 and $20 items. So that told me a lot right there when it wasn't like that before.
Part of the problem is that the shipping price keeps going up. Like they just raised it again. So now it's like $7.11.
Yeah. Well, somebody was saying the other day, they were going, well, if you can't afford that, that's only a small jump. Well, no, but it's over $7. It doesn't look good to a buyer.
Yeah.
So,
well, and then if you're just buying, a little tank top or something, is it really worth the shipping?
And I don't really have, and so this is on me, I don't really have a closet that somebody can come in and buy a ton of different things. I don't specialize in anything. It's just a random mix of men's, women's, home goods. They could bundle, but it's not super easy. Like some of the bigger stores make it easy because they have a ton in one size and style, or, something like that, where I don't at all. Hey, Shazad, I see a few more people in here. Joni and Tiffany and Deepak. Hey, so I don't know. So Poshmark's been discouraging. Then I keep telling myself I've got to keep trying, and once I can make enough on there and get it maybe moving more consistently, to get a VA to share. But I'm not sure that's the answer. What do you think?
No, I don't think that's the answer either, because I share my closet. I still haven't changed my regular routine. So I'm sharing my closet at least twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day.
Oh, wow.
And it's not helping. It's not helping. It's not driving sales.
Yeah.
What's driving sales is like offers. And the people just lowball. They want crazy prices for some of the items, like a $50 item, and then they offer you $5. I mean, it's ridiculous. And then they don't want to negotiate either. It's like, nope, I want it for $5. And if you're not going to give it to me, then I don't want it.
That's what I found. If I counter offer, they're just done. And I remember, 2 years ago, they would counter half the time. You'd accept it because it was decent. And if you needed to counter back, you could get somewhere with them where they're shooting out their number, you're shooting out yours, and it's nowhere close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know. I've been struggling a lot with Poshmark too. It's been really difficult.
Okay. And I don't want to bash Poshmark. I think it's a great platform altogether. I think it's set up pretty well. What's the guy's name? Manish or whatever. He did a great job setting up Poshmark. So it's not that the platform's bad. It's just really saturated. I think that's all.
Yeah. I mean, I still love Poshmark because that really kind of wet my feet into getting like on eBay and whatnot. And Poshmark makes it so easy to list, and then shipping is so simple. I just wish I could make more sales on there.
I know.
But it's just not working right now.
Well, you shop at the bins still, or do you shop differently now?
I shop everywhere. I used to go to the bins at least once a week, but the bins is loaded with resellers right now, and there's just not a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'm buying mall brands and things over there just because I don't have anything else.
Well, how long do you spend there? How many, like, are you there all day when you go? Does it take up your
No, I usually only have about an hour because my son is always with me. So I usually have about an hour, and then that's all we do.
Okay. Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not like hanging out, like really waiting for all the new stuff to come out. It just kind of like, I pick through the store for the hour that I have and then go.
Yeah.
I don't hang out.
That just shows the scene is changing, though, because you could do it before, and now it's a struggle. And Vegas is a large city, and I'm sure there's a ton of resellers. And
yeah, there are a lot of resellers.
Oh, here we go. We got Kirsten asking stupid question. Not a stupid question at all. What are the bins? I don't shop at the bins. Would you like to describe what that is?
Sure. Okay. So the bins is like a Goodwill outlet. We also have a Savers outlet here as well. So it's a Savers bins, I guess. But it's a Goodwill outlet, and they have like these giant bins, these giant bins that they just dump leftovers or like whatever didn't sell at the store or like overstock or something into these bins, and then you can sort through it and buy by the pound. So if you're like under a certain weight, it's $1.69 a pound, and I think it's different per region or per store, but yeah, for us it's $1.69 a pound. If you go over 25 pounds, it's $1.29 a pound. And then anything that's like really heavy, they'll price individually, like a VCR or something. They might price individually because of the weight. It would just be too expensive otherwise.
Right. So, yeah, some places do it. You know, electronics are this by weight, but I don't know. It's just weird. I've been to the bins twice or three times, I guess. Yeah, and a bin is like a big box, Kirsten. But I'm glad you're here. Hi, she's and thank you. Tanya's put Crystal's channel, which is Rosie's Closet. She's put a link to that in the chat. And we've got a few more people. Bumcrack, hi. And I'm sorry if I've missed anyone. David's in. Georgina, hello. And I'm sure I've missed somebody. But thanks for coming in. So now, okay, so we've pretty much established Poshmark. Hopefully it comes back. And I do think the shipping is going to hurt it. I really do, because there's so many lightweight things. But we'll see what happens. It's only going to hurt us as the seller, not going to hurt necessarily the buyer, because that means we're going to have a better price to offer, really.
Yeah, I think the struggle too with Poshmark is that you can only ship priority. So you don't offer a lower shipping rate. Everything is priority for $7.11, but it can't go over 5 pounds. And it's like, I was going somewhere with this and I totally lost.
Well, some people sell earrings and things like that, where that makes no sense to unless it's a high dollar pair of earrings, you know.
And it would be great if, you know, for me, like if I'm shopping and I need something like right now, like I want an outfit to wear this weekend, you would think like, okay, well, I'll go to Poshmark. I can get it in 2 days, you know, because it's priority. But the shipper or the seller might not ship it right away. And you have like over a week to ship it on Poshmark. So what's the point of having priority if they don't have to ship it?
That's true. It should just be first class then. And I really think they should have a 2-day shipping time.
Yeah.
Honestly, people want things nowadays, but I don't see that changing in the future anytime soon anyway. But yeah, first class option would be great. You know, have you tried Mercari? You said you did, right?
Yeah, I've tried Mercari. I've been putting all kinds of listings on Mercari, just cross-posting, and I'm just not happening. I don't know. It'd be like one here and there. Like, I
loved it the first month. I loved it. I was like, this is great. And then, you know, I got a little lazy. But I notice if I list, I sell something, you know. So I think it's the same on any platform. You have to list often for you to fit into that algorithm. Do you boost it or promote it? I guess they call it there.
No, I don't boost or promote anything on any platform.
Okay. I think that's part of the issue with Mercari. I think that you need to either be promoting or editing, because it will bring you back up to the top of that list. It gets, hidden like Poshmark does. It'll just get hidden in the flood of items, or in the sea of items. And so I notice if I do that daily, if I promote or edit, that's when I get my sales on Mercari. And I'm still pretty new on there, but I know that changes everything.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot or too many sellers on Mercari as well. I'm sure that people are branching out from other platforms, like coming off of Poshmark to try other platforms too. So it's like all of us are swimming, looking for different things.
Exactly. We're all going to be swimming to the same areas though too. Yeah. Sunny, definitely use Mercari. I've sold, I don't know how many items, maybe 18 to 20 items only in 2.5 months maybe. But I do like the platform. It's super easy to list. It's easy to ship, but sometimes I forget to hit that button that says I don't want to do free shipping, and then I get myself in a bind and I have to either edit or relist my item, because I'll bring the price down too low to where I can't make money if I have free shipping on it. So I at first did all free shipping on Mercari, and that was fine at first. And then I go, okay, no, I've got to try. What do you do?
I don't really do free shipping on anything. Originally, when I had first started eBay, that's kind of what I had learned, was like free shipping. Everybody's doing free shipping. So I put my entire store free shipping. And then I've been slowly, like, as I'm adding new listings, I don't do free shipping anymore. So like, that doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
So I didn't go back and change all the ones that were in there. I just don't have the time to do that. So I've just been going forward, no more free shipping on.
Right. You just don't forget that button's there, because sometimes I list on my desktop and sometimes I list on my phone, and on the phone is where I tend to forget to hit that button for some reason. So yeah, just be aware of that. And Tanya's got it right. You only forget once, you lose money, and you won't forget again. And that's why every time I get a message that, I got a message this morning on an item on Mercari, and I had to go into the listing, because on your offer, it doesn't show you if you have shipping. So I went into the listing. I'm like, no, I still have free shipping on that. I can't. So I'm going to go in after this and check all my items, jack up the prices, because I've gone to my lowest point now. I'm going to have to jack them back up so that I can start fresh. And so, because I do like to push the promote button to either the watchers or to the
likers,
all of them, whatever that. Yeah. everyone. Yeah, exactly. Hi, hip flipping mama. So I don't know. I think Mercari has a lot of potential though, don't you?
I think so. I really haven't done too much with it. So I guess I need to look into it more, because Poshmark is failing me at the moment. But yeah, I think I've spread myself a little too thin at the moment. So I'm trying to like reel it back in and just kind of focus on a couple of platforms and not so many.
That's the hard part though. I feel like I have to spread out to make enough. I can't, I mean, I don't know. And you have to figure out which platforms you like too.
Yes.
Like last night, I started Grailed. I've got 6 items up, and I'm hoping for really good things there. I know some people are having a lot of success there. Have you tried that one?
I had put a couple things up on Grailed, but it's not really, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but to me, Grailed seems more of like men's streetwear type stuff that you would find there, and that is not my niche at all.
Okay.
So
right.
I'm like, I put a couple things up that I have found like at the bins, but I'm like, I don't know anything about this stuff. I don't know what's trendy or where. I don't know.
I'm picking a few items from my eBay or Poshmark stores, and I'm putting them on Grailed that I think will fit in with that. It also,
Mhm.
just streetwear, but things like Polo, Ralph Lauren, I think kind of yuppie wear maybe also.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like the younger man is shopping
Mhm.
there, I believe. We'll find out. But I thought,
Okay.
okay, I might as well try it. And they have a female site called, I hate their name. It's called Heroin, but not like
Heroin.
what you shoot up. It's like
Yeah.
hero. It's just funny to say it. I'm like, I'm shopping on heroin today. But I think I'm
That's
going
a
to try
weird
that
name.
too. I'm going to get like 20 items up on Grailed, and then I'll put some items up on their women's wear site too. And I don't know anyone that's used that site, the female.
No, I'd never even heard of it before.
Okay. Yeah, if you go to Grailed, they'll have a button up at the top that says women's wear or something like that. And that'll take you to that link. So they've totally separated it, which I think might be a really good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too, because I have a general idea of what Grailed is, and I wouldn't ever go there to shop for women's. Like, my mind is like, oh, it's men's streetwear, and maybe I'm totally wrong about what the platform is, but that's just kind of.
I think sometimes when you get on early, it's a good thing. So that's why I want to try the heroin site. I wish they changed it. I can't do this. I just.
Oh, that's so funny.
But I think that maybe that's why it'd be a good thing to try. And Sunny's asking your input about reselling on Grailed. We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do have still a couple things listed on there, like a vintage. We'll see. I buy a lot of vintage. I have, and I don't really buy a lot of men's. I have like a vintage leather jacket on there, and I think maybe like a t-shirt or two, but that's all I have on there. It's like 3 listings or something, and
That's a start.
it's like I don't have enough to list on that site.
Yeah,
I just don't have any of that stuff.
Okay, so Tanya's asking, do you list using your phone or desktop? Are you talking about Grailed, Tanya? I'm assuming. I used my phone last night to cross post. What do you list on mostly? On any
I take all my pictures, everything on my phone, and then I try to do everything on my desktop for every platform. I do it on my desktop.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing stuff when I'm doing it on my phone. Like, I'll forget, like you all forget to click the no free shipping or something. Yeah. And like, I feel like as I'm scrolling on my phone, I'm forgetting to add certain things or take away certain things. So I'll just save it all as drafts on my phone because I'm adding the pictures, and then I do everything on my desktop.
We're getting into a whole heroin conversation.
Oh no.
So funny.
Yeah, that's interesting that they would choose a name like that for their site, but okay.
I know. But I'm the same way. Desktop is easiest for me. I don't know. But sometimes, I'll list from my phone if I'm in bed, if I'm not done for the night, but my body's done. I'm like, okay, bedtime, but still listing.
No, everything's always on desktop for me.
Yeah. I mean, it's just easier and more. I guess it makes you feel like you're supposed to be working. I feel like a phone doesn't feel like work.
I guess. Yeah.
And it's easy to get sidetracked on a phone when you have messages coming in or something, where your desktop, you can really shut that down and ignore it easier.
Yes, that's true. I'm always like messing around with messages and text messages, and then so-and-so's messaging me on Facebook and this and that. And I'm like, oh no, I can't work from my phone. I'm too distracted.
I think reselling, that's the hardest part of it, is the distractions that we allow ourselves to have. And because there's not a regimen for most of us anyway, we don't have a 9 to 5, which is why we like it. But it can also be distracting and hurt your productivity.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So how does your family feel about your reselling? Is everybody supportive?
Yeah, actually, my husband is amazing. He's really supportive. I've always been a stay-at-home mom since my son was born. There was a period of time where I went back to work for like a year, but the whole rest of the time that he's been here, I've been a stay-at-home mom. So it's like my husband's income has always supported everything as far as our bills go. And the reselling money is just like extra income, or like our play money, as I call it.
Yeah.
So it's like going out to eat or the movies or whatever it is we want to do. So he's always been supportive of that. And I never have to ask him, like, hey, can you put gas in my car? Like, you know,
Right.
I'm a stay-at-home mom. So I never have to ask him for that. And he likes that too, that, you know, I'm not asking him for money all the time. And I just go
Well,
do what I want to do.
you homeschool as well. One
Yeah.
child, right? Just one.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah. So how long have you done that with him?
Since he was born.
Okay, that's awesome. I only lasted 2 years in the homeschooling world. That was
Homeschooling's hard. It's hard.
So credit to you. Goodness.
Thank you. Well, credit to him, really, because not all kids are built for homeschooling. I mean, it's hard for them to focus too. Just like how it's hard for us to focus for work, it's the same thing with school. It's like they have all kinds of things going on, you know, those kids playing outside or YouTube or TV or, you know, whatever. It's all at home, and it's hard for them to focus just on doing their schoolwork. And
what grade is he in? Or even consider it a grade? I know sometimes in homeschooling you kind of don't.
Well, he does online schooling, so he's still in grades, but he's a freshman in high school this year.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
Well, he's precious. You have what is it, Thursdays you do a live?
Yeah, Thursday mornings.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So Thursday mornings, 9 a.m. Pacific time, we talk about, because my son is autistic, and he also has a connective tissue disorder known as Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
Oh, wow.
And so we just kind of talk about, it's a support group, really. We talk about autism and other disabilities.
And he's on there with you. It's you and him.
He's on there with me, which is really cool because he has a different perspective on a lot of things that I say this, and then he's like, no, that's not true. It's like this.
I think he likes to do that, actually. I think
yeah, I do too. But it's a lot of fun having the show with him and just being, and then sometimes too, I'm like, oh, I didn't know that, you know, and he's talking about it. So he has a different perspective on it, which is really cool. And then, you know, lots of people pop in and they talk about how they know someone with autism, or autism's affecting their family with their children, or they're an adult with autism. And we talk about all kinds of disabilities, not just autism. Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of a cool support group that we've got going on there in the morning.
Yeah. You know, that's really cool that he's so open about it. And wants to talk in public. Not all kids are like that, you know. Like my son has some. He doesn't want me to talk about him online or anything. He would just freak out. So I think it's really cool that he's a part of that with you, and I'm sure that has helped him manage and grow.
I think so. I think so. He's always been very open about it, and he wants to really educate people and to just, for more people to understand what autism actually is, because he sees a lot of bullying and a lot of people that think that they know what autism is, but they really don't.
Well, there's a lot of different levels of autism also. Yes. There's very high functioning, and there's very severe autism. I've seen all of it. It's in there. You can't lump that into one category at all.
No, you can't. You can't.
Yeah.
So yeah, so he's always been very open about it, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it is. And I think he has a lot of fun talking with you the way you do. You're like this on, you know, is he in a different room when he's on?
Yeah, he's in his bedroom right now.
Okay, yeah. Really cute.
He likes to be on his own computer. So
and YouTube has been so great for the mental health community. You know, several people I know have things going live where people can vent and get help and just to talk about things.
Yeah.
Openly is sometimes exactly what you need.
Yeah. I think Destiny's in here, actually, the Shamrock Pixie.
Yeah. Great. If you haven't checked out the Shamrock Pixie, she does a great Saturday, I think is hers mental health show.
Yeah, that's a really great show. And they're just so open, and what is the word? Not inviting, but just so empathetic, and anybody's welcome there. And you just
accepting. They're very accepting.
Yeah, accepting. It's just a very safe place. So, you know, I haven't really shared a whole lot in there yet because I'm still trying to get comfortable. But
it's tough. I think it's hard to just open yourself up to people you haven't actually met. Sometimes that might be a better thing, actually.
Sometimes it is, yeah. Because I think they judge you less than the people that already know you.
And then we have Andrew, Money Mental UK. He's a good friend of mine, and he also has autism, and he was diagnosed as an adult, I believe, with Asperger's. Andrew, I can't remember. I'm sorry, but he's a good friend of mine. We're accountability partners now.
That's awesome.
I know. Awesome. Yeah.
It's good to have someone like that.
You have to. It's crazy in this world. You have to have someone that helps you through it.
Yeah.
But Money Mental UK also, he talks about, you know, all things reselling and mental health and financial health, because that's a big part of just being happy in life is financial health.
It is, yeah. I mean, they say, you know, money can't buy happiness, but it pays the bills, which makes you happy.
Yeah, I always say that. Like, I need just enough. Hi, Zahir. I need just enough to be comfortable.
Yeah, to not stress over how you're gonna, you know, keep the lights on.
Exactly.
And that's a big thing. You know, like I don't have to go out shopping every day and, you know, buy designer clothes or something. I just need to have enough to live comfortably and make sure the bills are paid, and that makes you happy. Like you don't have to have a mansion and designer clothing or something.
Yep. But it's fun if you can thrift it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Definitely. So we've got I saw someone HR. Hey, how are you? New to the channel, I believe. What is Shamrock Pixie saying? It's really hard to open up about the things that go on in your head when it comes to mental health. It really is. People need a safe space. And she's created a pretty safe space, I think. I don't know if she leaves the chat open after she takes. Do you leave your chat up after you are done with your live stream?
I don't know if Destiny does or not.
I always wonder that. I'm like, you might want, you know, because I think maybe I want to say it now, but maybe I don't want it out there forever. You know, just me. Hi, Sherry. Yeah. So no, that's really cool of you. I watched a video you made. Your channel's very what's the word? It's got so many levels to it. You've got a lot of things going on in your channel. Like you talk about reselling, and you talk about mental health, and you make cakes, and you cook, and you make cappuccino. I'm sure there's
like, you know, Wade from Wade Ventures was on my channel, and he's the one that kind of coined it and said it's all the mom things. And so that's what I put on my channel. It's all the mom things.
Yeah.
And so many people told me, you're not going to be successful on YouTube unless you like really hone in on one specific. And I'm like, well, then I'm not going to be successful because that's not who I am. And I can't just one thing, like I'm all these things.
Well, did you go on YouTube to find success? Was that your goal?
No, not really. Not really. I mean, I just kind of came on to share my reselling, and that was it. Like I really didn't care about the numbers or anything like that. So it's this is me, this is what you get. If you don't like it, go somewhere else.
Exactly.
You know, it's like I'm not really focused on the numbers and everything. But
well, I watched you make a cake for your son's birthday. Remember that?
Yeah.
You did great, actually. I used to have a cake decorating business for a very short time because I didn't like being around sugar all the time. But you had all the tools, girl. You got it going on, man.
Well, because I went on Amazon and like on Pinterest. I live on Pinterest, and I'm like, okay, he wants this. I have to figure out how the heck to make it. So I did a lot of studying, and then I looked for all the different tools on Amazon and bought everything before. I mean, that was a ridiculously expensive cake because I bought all the tools and everything I needed to make it. But I was like, I'm going to make it happen. So
Well, it turned out great. It was 2 tiers, and now I'm sure you have pressure to make another one because you have all the tools. Because when you pulled out the side spatula, I'm like, oh, she's doing this the right way. And you have the Susan. I'm like, she's not just like making a mom cake; she's making a cake. You know? Awesome.
Yeah.
Did he appreciate it?
Oh, yes. Yes. When he tells me, like every year he tells me like, oh, my birthdays are so amazing. Because he'll tell me, okay, Mom, this year I want such and such for my party, like a specific theme. And I go all out. Like I start planning like 6 months in advance, and I go like all out for his birthday parties, and he loves it.
That's sweet. Thank you, Shazad. You don't have to do that. Oh, super chat. Trying so hard to make Tracy. I know. Stop. No, I like to laugh. He knows that. No, so okay. Then I watched you make a cappuccino with a Ninja bar, and now I want one. Like,
oh, I love that thing.
Do you?
Yes, I love it so much. Because I mean, you can make just a regular cup of coffee, but you can make all the foo drinks too. Whatever, you know, any type of coffee house drink, you can make it with that. Iced cappuccino, if you want that. Like, just about anything.
So okay.
And I love it because you don't have to use the pods. The pods are so expensive. Or the
I don't like the pods. Yeah, well, they're expensive. They're not friendly environmentally. Not that I'm always friendly environmentally. Not pretending here, but also the pots can get really nasty and moldy and gross. You know, the Keurigs. I gave mine away, or I sold on Facebook actually a long time ago. Yeah, and the coffee just tastes wrong. It doesn't taste fresh. It's very stale.
Oh yeah, I've never tried one of those, but I didn't want to because I saw like, you know, just the excess trash from a plastic and how expensive it was for one. I was like, you know, for one cup of coffee with a K-Cut, I was like, I could go to Starbucks for that. Like, why am I gonna spend that amount? So with the Ninja, I can just use regular coffee.
I don't even care for Starbucks. I mean, I'll drink it, but it's not my favorite. I don't think their coffee is anything special. It's like candy. I mean, I order mine half sweet, you know, anyway, because it's so, I don't know, it's just too sweet for me. So, and it's too expensive. As a reseller, I'm trying to really downsize what I spend on everyday things. So I'll get a coffee out maybe once a week, and that's plenty. That's all I need.
Yeah, I don't go out very often for coffee, and I only will get Starbucks. Okay, so I have this little change purse in my purse, and I put all of my change in there. And when I have enough change, or like my purse starts getting really heavy, I'll take it to like one of those little coin machines, and then I'll get a Starbucks gift card. That's the only way that I get Starbucks. If I don't have that gift card, I won't take it out of like my checking account or something. So it's a treat. It's not like an everyday expense. I can only use my gift card.
That's very smart. Just, I mean, we have to set up limits for ourselves. And if we trick ourselves like we would a toddler, that's fine. It's okay.
Right? Plus, I don't need the
Dutch Brothers is good.
Added calories and everything. I'll just take my 5 calories for this cup of coffee.
Yeah. Well, and I use a bun. Here, we're going to have coffee talk here for a bit. I have a bun coffee maker, and it makes great coffee. So I've always been I swapped my pots. I usually have more than one variety to choose from. So when I get tired of, you know, drip coffee, I'll switch to the cappuccino maker or whatever. And I tend to go back to my bun. It's BUNN if you haven't heard of it. It makes it really fast too. Very fast, because there's always the hot water in the reservoir.
Yeah, that's kind of like the Ninja too. I mean, you turn it on and it's hot water in 3 minutes, but it has the reservoir, so you can make lots of coffee with it. But I noticed Sunny says, take your change to the bank. That way you won't get fined like the Coinstar. Yeah. Well, if you put your Coinstar on a gift card, then there's no fee. So that's why I did it that way.
I did not know that. Wow. Usually banks charge too, unless you have, you know, my bank doesn't, but I have a friend that she goes, no, my bank will charge me for that. I go, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Oh, I've never had a bank charge me, but they usually want it rolled. Oh. You just to bring in a big bucket.
Really? I take in a bucket. Yeah, I take in buckets. They just dump it. Yeah. Brandon likes the carob cups that you fill yourself. Yeah, I tried those too. And then I just thought, if I'm going to that much trouble, I'll just make a pot of coffee. Because I drink more than one cup anyway. I drink too much, definitely.
Oh, me too. I'm drinking it all day long, which is bad, but
I know. How do we cut that out of it? Like, I really don't want to, but I feel like I have to most of the time.
I had cut it out completely, just because I had become so addicted to Starbucks coffee. It was really ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I had this was back when I was, I don't know, 18 or something. I was working at a store that was right across the street from the Starbucks. And my apartment was right on the other side. So I literally had to pass the Starbucks to get to work because I just walked. And then I would pass the Starbucks on the way back home. And I'm like, this is so bad. But then I was getting headaches and all this stuff if I wasn't having the caffeine. And so I just had to cut it out completely because it was becoming such a problem.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I'm back on it again. And I don't know. I can't stop. I don't want to. That's the thing. I don't want to right now.
Good, Andrew. I'm sorry. I'm going to change subject for just a second. So we're holding each other accountable. I am starting slower than he is. I'm going to walk every day. It's important for me. It makes me feel good, and it keeps my head clear, and my head's not so clear all the time anymore. And he said he was going to go to get a gym membership. So the shit just got real.
Uh-oh.
Congrats. I need proof. I gave you proof on Instagram. You have to give me proof, Andrew. But congrats. I'm proud of you. That's awesome. See, sometimes you need a person to, to really kick you in the butt.
Yeah. And then I think too, it's also that, being able to do it together instead of just feeling like you're doing it alone and nobody is sharing that, like the successes with you.
Yeah.
It's just like, woo me, but nobody cares.
I know, exactly.
So it's nice to have that other person that's kind of like your cheerleader.
Or that you have to tell them, like, they're going to ask you if you did it, and you can't be a liar. So you have to tell the truth. So I didn't want to go walk this morning. It was raining even. And I'm like, I have to. I said I would.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome.
Yeah. Sunny, my Instagram name is, I don't even know, uniquely.me, I think. Something. You'll find it. Just type in my name. Yep. Hey, Harlan. Haven't seen you in ages.
What? You said I'm your man leader. What does that
mean? I know. I was trying to, it just jumped. I'm like,
what does that mean, Sunny?
I don't know.
What is a man leader?
It's just that doesn't lie all the time. Y'all, if you haven't subbed to Crystal, we have 53. We had 60 in here, but people are leaving me. Coffee talk. Please sub to her. You've got, I think, 635. I looked before we went live. And you've been doing YouTube for quite some time, right?
I wasn't really focused on it in the beginning. I was just kind of like here and there whenever I felt like it. I post a video here and there, and I really didn't care about the numbers or growing subscribers or anything like that. But I've been a little bit more focused now this year. It was kind of my idea that I wanted to build the channel and make it more, I don't want to say focused because it's all over the place, but I just want to focus more on the channel than I was last year. So we'll see.
You want to focus more time on it, maybe?
Yes. Yeah.
Because you're not looking to niche it down, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I'm not looking to niche it down. I want to keep it me. I want to keep it, the real me, and not try to just focus on one thing, because that's not who I am at all. So, and I just want it to be real. I don't want it to start getting like too commercially or fake, or like trying to stage videos, and then I don't want all that.
You're so cute when you start your videos. You're very quirky. It's adorable.
Because I always wait for the camera to come on, and it's like a delayed thing with the program that I use. So I'm always just waiting, and then I just leave it on there. Like I don't edit it out.
And you put your bloopers at the end. It's very funny.
Yeah, sometimes I do. Oh my gosh, I just remembered. I wore this for you, Tracy. My sweater clips.
Color, is that a sweater clip? Oh my god.
Yes, my sweater clips. Because you were giving me crap the other day about buying sweater clips from D. I was like, I'm gonna wear this for Tracy.
I remember you did a while back. Good job. No,
yeah,
that's
a
funny.
few weeks ago, I think.
I've never worn one, so you look good in it. But see, I almost put a bandana in my hair for you.
Oh, that would be cute.
Couldn't find one. I have like 20. I just don't know where they are.
Oh, yeah, I have a whole bucket.
We got Todd in the house. Hello, Todd. How are you?
Oh, hey, Todd. Yeah, I have a whole bucket of bandanas and bows and headbands and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So, okay, so let's get back to the reselling game.
Okay.
That is what we're kind of here for, not totally. But, okay, so we didn't really discuss eBay. So what do you focus with eBay? Like, is it clothes or do you do hard goods there or a mix?
It's a mix. Mostly clothing, just because that's kind of what I know. But I've been branching out into other things too, learning some hard goods. I do a lot of plush.
What?
Yeah, I do. I do a lot of plush, but I love stuffed animals.
Yeah.
Not for myself, like in my house, but they're just easy to sell, easy to list, and easy to ship. Like I don't have to worry about it breaking or something. I just shove it in a poly bag.
Yeah, I still want to sell plush. I just have to be a little more wise on how what I pick. I don't like listing the $15 plush because I feel like I'll end up taking 10. So, yeah, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I think, yeah, plush is probably one of my favorite to sell on eBay. But I won't pay more than like $2 for a plush. So I don't care what really I sell it for. I mean, I don't buy stuff that's going to be like, selling for $10 or something. But I look for like the Disney items or the Build-A-Bear items, the higher dollar plush, that's going to sell for 20, 30.
I feel like we used to be able to get more for Build-A-Bear. Like I usually get 20 to 25 now, but I feel like we used to be able to get, 40.
Yeah, I think it's the specialty ones that you get more for, like the Pokemon collection or like the superhero collection. I think it was Marvel that came out. Those were selling really well. And then you can sell them too unstuffed. So
I know. That's
so
so
you can go get like when they come out with a limited edition one, you can just buy them all up and then save them until they stop selling them and then resell them for a higher.
I would just forget that I had them, but that does make sense. Yeah. So Kermit the Frog is good money. That makes sense too.
Kermit.
Yeah, it's always the rare type. Like anything unicorn right now for some reason is.
Yeah, unicorns are hot.
Yeah.
Snoopy and Garfield.
Yeah.
Those usually do. And I've noticed Garfield tends to go overseas, like to Hong Kong and China all the time. So I don't know if they have they love Garfield over there for some reason, but
that's funny. I've never even thought of that. Question, do you not find by selling on many platforms you are in danger of never being able to really succeed on just one? You want to answer that first?
Yes and no. I just feel like I have really mastered, like for example on Poshmark, I feel like I have really, really mastered Poshmark. I've been on there for several years. I do a ton of tutorials on my channel about how to use Poshmark and bundle and all these things. And I feel like I've mastered it and I'm not selling. So I feel like I do need to branch out to another platform and start learning a new one. Because Poshmark isn't working anymore. And I think
you don't want to shut Poshmark down, though. In the meantime, you've already built it up.
Right. I've already built it up. I have a ton of followers and I have a ton of listings there. So why not just leave them there? There's no sense in just getting rid of it because you still make sales every now and then. But, so you still make sales. So I'd rather just leave it there. and branch out to another platform and start learning that one and mastering a new platform.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to say that it's, you know, that you're never really mastering one, because I think that you can master it and then move on.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's unwise to jump on a bunch at the same time. Like like that's why I did Mercari, got a little comfortable there. Now I'm adding Grailed. After I get some items on there and hopefully make a sale or two, I'll do heroin. Why do they do this to me? Like, that's horrible. But
I did it purposely just for you.
And in the meantime, trying to focus on eBay the most, because that's, you know, where most of it tends to come from for me. Is eBay your main moneymaker?
Right now it's kind of a mix. But yeah, probably eBay is my main. I think eBay. I'm really putting a lot more effort into my Etsy as well.
Okay. How long have you had Etsy?
Oh, I've had Etsy, oh my gosh, 11 years.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. When I first started on Etsy, I was doing custom only.
Mm-hmm.
So when we first moved to Las Vegas, I was trying to find, I wasn't really into the reselling, but I was trying to find something to make some extra cash. Mm-hmm. And so I started sewing, and I put that on Etsy. Mm-hmm. And then it turned into like this custom sewing embroidery business that I was doing on Etsy. And it was huge. It was really big for me, but it became so overwhelming. I had to have my mom start helping me to fulfill orders. And then it just became so stressful. Like, it wasn't just extra money anymore. It became mm-hmm. like this thing, and it was just too stressful. And then trying to raise a toddler and all this stuff. I'm like, no, just shut it down. I don't want to do it anymore. It's too much.
Yeah, as soon as it's not fun to do, or at least entertaining in some fashion, it's not, you're at risk of mental breakdown from it.
Yeah, exactly. And then
you have other options. So
yeah, you want it to stay fun. Like, for me, I love sewing. It's just a relaxing thing for me. I love to do it. And then it became like this job. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I hate this, like having to fulfill all those orders and everything. And then every single one was custom, and it just like, I hate this. I don't even want to sew anymore. I don't want to look at my machine. Just put it away.
I see your nice machine behind you too.
Yeah. That's a little cheapy one, but it's my favorite. I've had like expensive machines, and that's just like a Walmart Project Runway something.
You don't have to worry about it then.
No, it's a trooper. I mean, it's been through a lot. That thing is awesome.
Have you tried Bonanza?
Bonanza.
I have.
That's the one that you can connect your eBay store to, right?
Yeah, it connects several different stores together.
Yeah, I have my eBay store connected to it. I think I've made like one sale like every 2 months or something. Like, it's not.
There's another one that's similar to that too. Tommy told me about it the other day again, and I always forget it. It's not Sellhound. What is it? It's there's another one that's supposedly a little better. Yeah, it's like 1 or 2 sales here and there, kind of thing. It doesn't take any time to do it, but I just don't.
I can't think of what it.
Yeah, he's not in here, so I don't know what. I
saw someone up in the chat asked about Bonanza. It's a good platform for selling vintage jewelry. Oh, I don't have any vintage jewelry.
It's not really a platform though, is it? I don't know how to describe it. I wouldn't do it. I would go with Etsy for vintage jewelry completely. And Etsy is another one I want to start. Maybe I'll start that before I start doing heroin, because because I think I've got some items right now that might do well over there, but Etsy will just be a small thing for me, I think. Like, have you seen Tim over the years? Have you seen him through the chats or anything? Okay, he is.
I'm not sure.
He does great on Etsy, and he specializes on glass, like vintage glass. Incredible. Like, he's inspired me to want to get onto Etsy.
Oh, yeah. I put all my vintage stuff on Etsy, and I'm gonna start putting some handmade items on Etsy as well, like sewing items, but nothing custom. So it's just already gonna be made and ready to ship. Like, I don't want to do the custom stuff.
Thank you, Joni. It's True Gather. That's the other one that's similar to Bonanza.
Oh, true. I haven't heard of that one before.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many platforms out there. I mean, I did a search just like where to sell handmade items, and there was a list of like 30 different platforms where you could sell handmade items on. And I'm like, why is the Etsy the only one I know out of all these 30?
Well, I think because it's the biggest. I mean, they've done really well. They did better than eBay in the fourth quarter this past year. So Etsy's one to watch. I know you have to pay ahead, don't you, for your listings?
Well, it's 20 cents, but that's for 90 days, I believe it is, like 3 months. So it's not like, it's very expensive. And then after your item sells, then, you know, they take their percentage, which I don't even know what it is these days, but I think it's 13% or something.
Well, I don't even think that's expensive to list, honestly, because you're paying an eBay fee monthly. So this is all up to you how much you're going to pay Etsy, you know. And I think it's smarter than eBay because you're going to list things that you have a high probability of selling. You know, you're not going to just throw junk up there and pay a fee to list on Etsy, right?
Right.
So I feel like that's kind of smart for them to keep all the junk out. Makes sense to me. I don't know. I like it.
Yeah, and then, you know, you can only sell, like, they have more of a niche, like you can only sell vintage or handmade or like crafting items on Etsy. So I think you really have to kind of watch what's happening, I guess, with the, I don't want to say like baby boomers and the new generation and all that, but you kind of have to watch that. I mean, like the new generation coming in, they want thrifted items. They want minimalist, you know, in their home. They want items that are either recyclable or reusable. So they're looking for specific things, and you kind of have to be on trend with that. And it's ever changing. So I think that's another thing too with platforms, is that you kind of have to go where the traffic goes. And it's like, if the traffic's not on Poshmark right now, then you need to go somewhere else and find another platform to go to.
And Poshmark may raise back up and be, you know, and I know it's good for some people. I hate to just say the platform is dead, because it's not. It's just dead for me and dead for you, now we know. So it'll be there when the time's right to go back, I think.
Yeah, exactly. You know, because like 11 years ago or something, I was on Etsy doing a custom thing, and that was a big deal because they even had their own custom page, like a job board, where people could post on their items that they wanted to be made, and then different creators could go on and bid on these jobs. And so that's kind of how I started with the custom thing. I would go on the job board, I would bid on different jobs, and then make these things. So the custom thing was really big, but then they did away with that, and now it's like a lot more vintage. I can see a ton of vintage on Etsy, or like crafting items. So, you know, platforms are changing too. And so that, you know, I think you just have to keep an open mind and just.
There's always going to be new ones coming, and most of them are going to fail. Like most of them, you know, and eBay could fail. Who knows? One day, nothing's promised. Amazon is the one that I should be on, and I can't jump into that one because I feel like that one will take all of my time.
Amazon. Yeah, I can't jump into that one either because they banned me.
I forgot about that. I did hear that a long time ago.
No, I'm banned from Amazon, but that's okay. I don't want to be on it anyways.
Can we hear the story? Or do you want to just move on? We can move on.
Okay, so Amazon. Oh, that's a love-hate relationship with Amazon. But okay, so I was selling on Amazon. I was doing really well, but I was drop shipping. And I was drop shipping from a wholesaler.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just getting a lot of negative feedback. Like items were not being shipped, items were arriving broken or not working, or they were just taking too long to ship, whatever. So tons of negative feedback. I was fighting back and forth with Amazon because they were like suspending my account. Then I would get it reinstated. Then they would suspend it again. I was getting it reinstated. I'm like, no, I'm making these changes. I changed drop shippers completely to another one that sold the same products, the same problems. So finally Amazon was like, you're done. And they banned me for life. I mean, that was like 10 years ago or 9 years ago now, and I can't get back on Amazon.
Have you tried?
Yeah. Like every year I get this bug, like, okay, I'm going to try Amazon again. Yeah. So I try, and they're like, no.
Dang, girl.
I've even written like really long letters, like, I'm so sorry. That's my old business. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not drop shipping. This is what I'm doing. They're like, no.
Dang, that's
like, oh, well, that's fine.
Well, okay. Then I guess it's good that you just don't have a choice. You don't even have to think about it.
Yeah. Well,
so, and you missed it. Obviously, you were doing well enough that you want to go back every year.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of like that love-hate thing with Amazon. Like, I really want to, but I don't. Like, I don't know.
So if you could go back, would you want to drop ship, or would you want to do like the retail arbitrage route? What would you choose if you could do whatever you wanted?
I could do whatever I wanted. I would want to drop ship. It's just easy.
Okay.
You list it. You don't ever have to touch the item. You list it. Just buy the item from the wholesaler or whoever's drop shipping.
Reputable wholesaler.
Yes. Reputable wholesaler. And they do everything for you. So it's super easy. All you need to do is just, manage the inventory, make sure that, your listings are up to date and that you're placing orders with your wholesaler. But it's so hard because the customer service isn't there. Like, it's like a customer will say, well, I didn't get my item. And then you're contacting them like, hey, did you ship this yet? Like there's this, you're just kind of the middleman.
That seems like a busy job. Yeah. I mean,
yes and no. I mean, a lot of it is really automated, but it can get busy. And like, if your drop shipper isn't doing their job, then it makes your job hell. So it can be difficult. And I mean, that's probably what I would want to do if I go back to Amazon, but it probably wouldn't be a good idea.
Right.
I don't know.
No. That's interesting because you were doing drop shipping before I ever heard of that as a thing.
Yeah, I was doing that probably like 9 or 10 years ago. I started trying it on Amazon. It didn't work out for me.
No.
It was great while it lasted, let me tell you. But
well, what's your background? Where do you you've stayed home as a mother for so long. What did you do before that? Do you mind?
Well, right out of college, I became a preschool teacher.
Oh, cool.
So I was a teacher for like about a year, for 1 year. I hate this job. I don't want to do it.
Diapers and ABCs.
Part of that, I guess, was that I went to college because of what my dad wanted me to go to college for, not for what I wanted. So I ended up at this job as a teacher, and I hated it. I didn't like it. And so after 1 year, I quit. And then my friend was like, hey, we have a job over here where I work. And then I became a debt collector.
Oh, wow.
So I was a debt collector for...
That's a downer job, I would think.
I never made it that way. Like, I always told my coworkers, we had a really close little group that we had. And I always told them, I was like, you get more bees with honey. Like, if you call somebody and they're already in a crappy mood because they see your phone number, like, they don't want to talk to you. But if you get them on the phone, like, be nice. Like,
yeah.
try to help them or like let them know that you understand their situation or whatever. So I've never made it, you know, like yelling and cursing at people or like, you're not paying your credit card bills. Like I'm not that way anyways.
Right.
So I try to make jokes and laugh and talk to people and like, oh, well, I understand your problems, you know. And so I don't know, I enjoyed doing it. And I did it for, I don't know, like 7 years or something.
Wow.
Debt collecting. And then became a stay-at-home mom. No. After that, I went to another job where I was a headhunter. So I was looking for like business executives and like filling positions for like I was looking for jobs that were open with big executive companies or like engineering companies mostly. And then I would look for engineers that needed jobs and just put the two together. So I did that for a while. And that's actually how I met my husband. And then just became a stay-at-home mom after that. And ever since then, I've had one other job where I worked for a year, but then I was like crying every day. Like, I hate this. I don't want to work at this job anymore. My husband was like, today's your last day, quit. I'm like, okay.
That's awesome. Yeah. I know. I think that's something that all resellers have slightly in common is a job, at least one job that really drove them to not one another, you know?
Yeah. That job was horrible. It was horrible. And anybody that ever asked me about that company, and I don't want to like bash them online, so, but and if anybody ever asked me about that company or like, hey, you know, so-and-so's hiring, what do you think? I'll be like, just stay away. Stay away.
Right.
So that was like the worst job ever.
Wow. Are you from Vegas?
No, I'm from Southern California.
Okay, cool. Do you love it there? I mean, you've been there a while, I think, right?
Yeah, I've been in Vegas now, let's see, a little over 10 years. I do and I don't. I mean, there's a lot of things that I miss about California. I love California because the food is amazing in California. I can't get that here. I miss the beach. And I miss just being able to go, like, you could spend, you know, a few hours at the beach and then drive up the hill and be at the mountains, you know, play in the snow or something.
So are they still building that that speed train, the bullet type train that will go from Vegas to LA?
I believe they are, but that's gonna be years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I was like, I need to buy property there because I think Vegas is gonna change big time. Because people can afford to live in Vegas.
Yes.
And then they can work in LA or surrounding areas of LA.
Yes. And there's actually a lot of people that do that. A lot of people that live here because it's very, very affordable. Housing is still very affordable.
And I love Vegas. People say, oh, it's Vegas. It's not. Like, you don't have to do the touristy things. It's a normal town. My daughter lived there for 6 months, and I saw a whole different side of it when I'd go visit. It was great.
Yeah, it's normal. Like, I don't, unless you go down to the strip, you don't really see.
You don't, do you? I bet you never do.
You don't. I mean, you still see the gambling everywhere because there are slot machines in every grocery store, every liquor store, every gas station. Like, no matter where you go, there's a slot machine. So you can't get away from that. But other than that, the touristy stuff is only on the strip. It's not really all over the city. And the city's pretty big. I mean, it's not huge, but so it's really.
Do you see yourself there for the long haul, or do you think you'll make it back to California?
No, we're gonna stay here. I would never go back to California. I mean, I absolutely love it there. Maybe if I won the lottery or something, but I mean, it's ridiculous to live there.
Where were you from there? Like you said, Southern, but.
Do you know like the Inland Empire area? It's like Rancho Cucamonga, Fontana, Rialto.
Okay, yeah. So nearish to San Diego area, kind of, right?
No, no, up farther north. So I'm trying to think.
Is it north of LA?
No, it's actually east of LA.
Okay, so inland.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Right on. And it's not that far of a drive from Vegas, really, to go for a weekend. to the beach?
No. I mean, we go probably every 3 months or so. We go back to Cali, and it's only like 3.5, maybe 4 hours if we're stopping like to get snacks or beef jerky. Always, there's like
I knew I liked you.
There's like this big alien jerky place like in I think it's in Barstow or Baker, and we always stop there every time to get the beef jerky.
I love having that, like, nobody has to say anything on a road trip. You know where you're stopping because you do it every time. I love that.
Yeah, and now there's this new place too on the way back. It's called Eddie's World, and it just looks like a giant ice cream cone, like in the middle of the desert. It's a huge ice cream cone, but it's like a candy store.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it just has rows and rows of candy that you buy by the pound. So that's kind of like our stop on the way home.
Get you through that drive. Yep. Todd had asked, what are some of your hobbies, Crystal?
Some of my hobbies.
So,
Mom, that's my hobby. When I find time, I guess it's shopping. Thrifting. I love thrifting though, but for myself. So, I'll pick days where I'll go to the thrift store and it'll be just for me. Like it's not work related. Right. So I'll shop for myself because I love finding vintage items. My hobby's cooking. I love to cook. I hate baking, but I love to cook.
I noticed.
Yeah. I hate baking. Plus, then I'm the only one that eats it. Or, like, my son will have a piece or something, and then, like, the whole cake is left for me. Like, no. Because I'll eat it. Yeah. But sewing. I love to sew. Singing. I love to sing.
Okay. What do you sing?
Everything.
Like, are we talking karaoke, or are we talking
No. Well, I used to do karaoke when I was younger, but I don't do that now. But just, like singing at home. I sing all the time. When we were talking earlier about college and like going to school for teaching, that's what my dad wanted me to do. I started my college career as a music major. And my dad was like, not happening. That's not going to work for you. You need a backup plan. Yeah. And so I fought him a lot with that. But yeah, so after school, I just took a lot of voice lessons, music lessons, piano lessons, all those types of things outside of school because my dad wouldn't let me go to school for that. So outside of school, and music has always just been a big hobby of mine. Big hobby of mine.
Yeah. I bet your son likes it too, huh?
Yeah, he does. He's actually a really great piano player.
Oh, awesome. I just know that goes right along with, different autistic spectrums, that music is so helpful. So.
Yeah, it is. He seems to be very drawn to specific types of music. And then he loves playing the piano. I thought he was going to pick up guitar for a little while there, but he started to and then decided he didn't like it, went back to the piano. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. So you're well-rounded. You have a lot of interests, and that's why your channel makes sense, because that's who you are.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I don't know how to narrow it down because that's just me. I'm a Renaissance woman.
Nothing.
I like doing everything. Chris
wants to know what kind of music.
What kind of music? Oh my gosh! If you look at my playlist, you'd probably think I was nuts. I mean, like
we figured you were anyway. Don't worry.
I know. I have everything from like classical opera. Like that's probably one of my favorite types of music is opera music.
Okay, I don't hear a lot of people say that. Okay.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite. So I have everything from like opera to Marilyn Manson, because Marilyn Manson's also one of my favorites. So it's like
wow,
this weird.
Yeah, you're interesting. Okay,
I
give us
know.
one of the middle. Give us a middle ground, because that is like so polar opposite. What's a middle ground
In
music?
the middle would be anything probably out of the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, like I love Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Metallica, um, any of like kind of that grunge rock. Like
Mhm.
I love all of that alternative type.
I do too. That's my go-to always, is the
Yeah,
grunge. Always.
yeah, that's probably my biggest playlist is
Mhm.
like the grunge 90s music.
But see, I expected to hear a little different from you, because you have this rockabilly vibe
Yeah,
to you. I thought everyone knew what rockabilly is, but they don't. I found out, like,
they
rockabilly.
don't.
How do you describe what that is? How do you
I
explain?
describe rockabilly as like a um, modern 50s, like modern 40s
Okay.
style. Even rockabilly music, like I do listen to that. I have a rockabilly playlist, and there's a lot of bands and like ska type music that I listen to also. But rockabilly is it's very modern, but it has that vintage vibe. Like
Like
there's
a
a lot of
flair. Yeah.
horns and like bass and stuff that you would find, like big band type
Mhm.
instruments that you would find from the 40s and 50s, but in a more modern style, I
Right.
guess.
So you have that look to you. A lot of times I see how you like the clothing, you like your
Hmm.
hairstyle, but you don't really listen to that kind of music, or do you?
You know, I go through my moods, I guess, or
Mhm.
like my phases. Like there will be days when I'm very, I don't, maybe like I'm feeling sad or something. And
Mhm.
so that like upbeat, like
Yeah.
jumping swing type music is not in me at the moment. So I'll like put on some jazz. Or, you know, like I'm getting ready for a party or something. I'm having company come over. I'll put on something more upbeat, like the rockabilly or like grunge type music, and doing
Mhm.
housework or something, you know.
Yeah.
But I guess it just kind of depends on my mood. I mean, I listen to just about
Always.
everything.
Yeah. Music is such a mood thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you go to, like, I know Vegas has the Viva Las Vegas convention that's so well known for that type.
Yes.
Do you ever go?
Viva. I have not.
Do you
It's a
want to?
little,
You look like you kind of want to at some
I
point.
so want to.
Yeah.
It's a little expensive, so I'm definitely trying to do it this year. Trying to do it this year. So hopefully I'll get to go. Hopefully I'll get to.
That's cool. You probably already
But
have the outfit picked out and everything. I can just tell.
no, but I'd probably go shop for one.
Okay. So do you shop for those, or would you make it though?
I would probably shop first,
Okay.
and then if I didn't find something, then I would probably make it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh,
but
yeah. I
yeah,
bet.
I like to get, well, my husband calls it dolled up. So I like to
Mhm.
get dolled up for specific
Yeah.
events or something. Like I'll go way out, you
What's
know,
so
like
okay, I'm gonna call it weird, because that's what it is to me, not you. But
yeah, okay.
that weird hair thing, what's that curl here that they use?
So there's a lot of different ones, I guess. So the one that is like right here in the bangs,
There's a
that
name for
is
that, right?
the what?
There's a name for that.
Yeah, that one is a bumper bang. Those
Okay.
are bumper bangs. And it just looks like your bangs are rolled up, like
Mm,
right here in the front.
yeah. Yeah.
And then there's other ones that are like rolls on the side, like up
Mhm.
here. Those are victory rolls.
Okay, that's right. That's the most popular one, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Those
Very.
are a lot of work, and I just wasn't
Mhm.
feeling it today.
Uh, I know, I was like, "What's she gonna look like? I should have a bandana." But you're just
Yeah.
a mom, you don't do it every day.
No, I don't. This is my everyday.
Yeah,
This is my everyday.
there we go.
Um, so I have like, you know, if I'm going out or, you know, we're gonna go out to dinner or uh, maybe go see a car show or something like that, then I might do my hair a little bit more and, you know, wear a fun skirt or something.
Oh, I bet Vegas has the best car shows too.
Yeah, and there's like one every weekend.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of fun car shows, and like a lot of the dealers that are out, dealerships that are out here will put on car shows every weekend. It's
Mhm.
like coffee and cars or something like that.
Yeah.
So there's something going on every weekend.
I need to get back to Vegas. It's been I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years since I've been there. Let's go thrifting when I go.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, okay.
there are so many thrift stores here.
Yeah.
like millions of them.
I know. Last time I went, I was like, okay, I got to make time for thrifting, and I hit a few. I did okay, but not great. But when you're on vacation and you have so many things scheduled and you're trying to fit in a thrift shop, it's kind of awkward and weird, so I decided it wasn't the fair thing to do for my family. So I get out.
I know. I try to do that too. Like when we go back to Cali, we're usually there to like visit friends and family and stuff. And I'm always trying to fit in, like hitting up the Nike outlet or like, different, because they have that huge outlet mall that's there. And I'm always trying to get there. But it's hard when you are trying to spend time with your friends and family, but you're like, I really want to go to the Nike store.
In all actuality, I'm a little selfish. So
yeah, like you guys want to go shopping? Like just walk the mall. I'm gonna stop here. But it's hard to find that balance. I don't know.
Crazy. So have you met Robin before from Ecom 101?
No, I don't think so.
I think she goes to Vegas a lot, or used to. I'm not sure. She used to go to all the eBay opens, I guess. You never went to an eBay open. I find that cool. You live there and you're like, eh.
Yeah, if it's on the strip, I really don't want to. I mean, I tried to go this year because some people wanted to meet up with me and everything, but it's like, being a stay-at-home mom, I have to take my son everywhere. So it makes it hard sometimes. Mm-hmm. We did go to a trade show. Was it last weekend? Last weekend we went to the Edge trade show. And I had posted it on my Instagram, and then I think it was Dana and Vicky from Katie and Vicky.
Okay. Yeah.
They messaged me and they were like, we were at the same trade show. And I was like, oh crap, why didn't you guys I didn't know you were there.
Oh.
But yeah, that was fun. And I got all dressed up for that. My son even dressed up for that. So that was cool.
That is cool. So do you run into a lot of resellers when you're out?
No.
Because
I've
never is loaded. I mean, I know Vegas is loaded with them.
Yeah. I think because my time is limited, so I go into a thrift store, I usually have an hour or less, and I'm just kind of in and out. So I don't really run into anybody.
What's your routine when you go in? Like if you have only an hour, then you've got to know exactly where you're going to hit first.
Yeah, usually I do. But then I kind of look at my inventory too before I go, and I'd be like, okay, I have a lot of this, but I need some of this. And so I might make it a point to go to the thrift store that day just to find women's tops or, just to find some vintage skirts or something like that. So there's a lot of times when I walk out of there with nothing or with just one item, but I'm kind of like specifically zoning in on a specific area.
Is that what you're mainly looking for, is vintage? I mean, you kind of like that.
That's my love. Yeah. So I can kind of spot it from across the room and be like, oh, wait, let's go way over there. I see something. So it's not that I'm like picking it out. I look for kind of like higher end fabrics, like the cashmere and leather or, like a brocade or something, but like the higher end fabrics. But my love is really in vintage.
Okay. So, how much do you find of like cashmere and wool and, because Vegas is hot most of the time, not all the time, but
the interesting thing with Vegas though is that Vegas doesn't have a lot of people from Vegas. Vegas is people from all over the world.
I know. I think I met 3 people in Vegas that were from Vegas ever.
Vegas is people all over the world. And so you find all kinds of brands from all over the world, like things you've never even heard of before. And so it's really interesting because there's just a huge mix. And you'll find giant, like snow parkas and stuff like at the thrift stores. and you're like, you would never wear that
I was
here.
a little shocked when I was thrifting. I did actually buy some snow parkas in Vegas. Like, how weird is that? But I figured people that even live there travel a lot because there's so much around them.
Yeah,
They have
yeah.
them.
I mean,
They
and
have
we still have the mountains, and we have the lake, and we have, you know, right there we've got the Arizona border, so you could go to the Colorado River.
Yeah.
I mean, we're close to a lot of things, but people come from all over the world, and maybe they bring all their stuff with them, you know, and they've got this snow parka. Like, I don't need it anymore because I'm in the desert. So they, you know, put it in the thrift store.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of times people move there and leave, like they realize they don't need stuff, and then they move. It's a revolving city. Like, they don't stay most of the time.
No, nobody's, and that's kind of a downer. Like, when we lived in Cali, we were kind of like the loud house. That's what our nickname was like the loud house.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like the hangout. Like, everybody knew that our garage door was always open. Everybody could just come and hang out. We'd have music or whatever, bonfire type thing.
Mhm.
It was just a hangout spot.
Right.
And coming here to Vegas, like, we don't have that here. It's weird. Like, we could open our garage and be the only one in the whole neighborhood that's like outside. And like, this is a weird thing. Like, in Cali, it was so friendly and everyone was always outside, like block parties and stuff. And
it's like, I know it is friendly. LA isn't friendly at all, hardly. But
no,
where you were, yeah. Like, I remember somebody coming up to me and going, "Where are you from?" Like, I saw you waving at people you don't know. I'm like, wait, I'm like, what? They wave too. They're like, I'm from Texas. He goes, no wonder. It was just the weirdest thing. But everywhere else in California is friendly.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've noticed that too. Like, I'll wave at people like driving past, you know, something because I'm outside, and they'll like flip you off. I'm like, I forget where I'm at.
That literally happened in the house. Like, it was in a garage. I stood out there and looked at the view a lot, and it was one of the neighbors. He's like, "You wave at me every time I drive by." I'm like, well, okay, is that bad? Yeah. You know.
Like, oh, this is where I'm from. It's like, we're friendly in Cali, and like, everybody knows everybody in our little area. And
so,
like,
I'm surprised. I guess Vegas is just such a fast. It's fast, and I guess people just don't open up there. Maybe.
No, and I think it's because you either do really well here or you do really bad here. Like, because it's easy to get wrapped up in the stuff that's on the strip. Yeah. It's a constant alcohol, drugs, gambling, so many addictions on one street. Yeah. It's a lot of people get wrapped up in it. And I think that a lot of people have to leave because they can't handle it.
That makes sense. Too many addictions. You know, my daughter, when she was there, she was working for a company, but on the side she would Uber. Yeah. Dang, you can do well in Vegas as an Uber driver. Oh my God. And she would rent her car out through the Toro app. And she had a work car from the business she was working for. Like, it was just incredible. You have a lot of opportunities where you are.
You do. You do. And I've been trying to convince like my best friend who lives in Cali to come here. And she's like, well, I don't know where I would work. And I was like, well, what do you want to be? And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, do you want to be a Disney princess? I was like, then you could work at one of the hotels. I was like, do you want to be a mermaid? I was like, you can swim all day in one of the pools, like dressed as a mermaid. I mean, it's ridiculous the amount of opportunities you have here. If you can't find a job in Vegas, you're not trying.
Right. Well, and what I was impressed with is if you work in the service industry, you get free health care. Oh, just the
only if you're like union. So it's like through a culinary institute or something like that.
Weird, but still, that's incredible because you don't hear that anywhere else. Or I haven't. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
The healthcare here is pretty good. Yeah. We've had great healthcare, especially with my son. The problem though is not having enough providers. So there's so many people here, but very few doctors. And I think a lot of doctors and therapists and they don't stay in this town either. Because we have one of the best nursing programs in the country at UNLV, and they don't stay here. It's like they'll go through their schooling and then they'll leave. And it's like we're trying to get more and more medical professionals here, but
yeah, because it's too hot, like Kent says, literally hot.
It's hot, but
not all the time though. It's actually, there's beautiful times a year there. It's really nice to go hiking there in the fall and the spring.
It's perfect right now. Like technically this is winter and it's like 60 outside, I think.
Yeah.
So it's nice here, and yes, the summer is crazy hot. But you know, in other places you would have to deal with snow. So
I love Henderson, Kent. That's where I would probably try to live if I were there.
Henderson is really nice. There's the old town Henderson, and then there's the newer built Henderson, because it's like everywhere you go there's construction in Vegas. That's kind of a downer. But they're just
have a nice loop that kind of goes around the city, so it's not terrible to get.
No, and there's really not much traffic either. I mean, I can get from one end of the city to the other end in like 30 minutes. There's no traffic. And like this is Vegas, and there's a freeway that goes all the way around in a circle, and then you got the 15 freeway that goes right down the center.
I mean, so
like you could literally start at my house and then go all the way around and come back if you wanted to and never get off the freeway.
Right, exactly.
So you could get really anywhere.
Well, I remember my first trip to Vegas was getting off the airplane or out of the airport, and it felt like there was a hot blow dryer blowing on me. Like that's what I was like, oh shit, it was July. Yeah. So
that's the hottest month.
It is. It's the cheapest month. So I think that's why we probably did it then. Bunny.
Yeah, that's a hard time to come with. That's the hottest time. And then, you know, it does get windy here. So it feels like you're in an oven, or there's a blow dryer in your face all the time.
Bye, Andrew. Thanks for coming.
But if you come any other time of year, not like summertime, it's great. There's so much to do here too, not just on the strip, but outside of the strip.
Well, the dam is impressive too. I mean, it's so impressive. Everybody should see it once at least. It's incredible. I'm sorry, there's like lawn guys out there. Can you hear that?
Oh, I can't. No.
Okay.
Yeah, they do car shows over there too at the dam.
Really?
Yeah, they do.
Wow.
There's a really big park that's right near there also, where they'll put on car shows and concerts and stuff too.
Very cool. Well, we'll start wrapping this up because it's been an hour and a half. I have shipping to do. What are you doing the rest of the day?
I'm actually taking my son to the gym.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Nice.
I hate the gym, but
I know.
But he really wants to start going to the gym. So I'm going to make it a point, because he's not old enough to have his own gym membership yet. So I have to go with him.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I am going to make myself work out because he is, and we're doing it together.
There you go. I know. I've been looking for a gym, but I'm just not ready to jump in. I think I'm going to do what I normally do, is go to the gym for a while and then just stop going. Like, I've got to get situated first. It's like, when am I supposed to go to the gym and still get everything done? It's a real juggling act, I think, to fit in. That's like the most important thing to fit in. So I don't know. I'll get there with Andrew's help.
One cool thing in Vegas and in Henderson too is there's rec centers everywhere. And the rec center has a gym. So it's like, I don't know, $10 a month or something like that to use the gym there. So that's what we're going to do.
That's great. And I kind of want to get one that has a sauna too, you know, just a variety of things to do other than, you know, working out. But outdoors is free. That's true. Yeah. That's why I started with, I'm going to just go on daily walks, because we have a great park near us, and they have like workout bars that, you know, have guidance of what you can do here and get a workout outdoors. And that's what I need more than anything, I think. So we'll see what happens.
That's nice to get out.
Yeah. So what's the next thing coming up on your channel, your YouTube channel?
On my channel, I've been working on some Canva videos. So just...
You've done a great job on those, by the way. Great job.
Yeah. Yeah, I've just been, I know so many people have asked me actually too, how I make my thumbnails or how I made my banner on my YouTube channel and stuff.
Mhm.
And I do everything on Canva.
Yeah.
So I don't use anything else, just Canva. So I just decided to do some tutorials on it and show everybody how I do it.
There you go.
It's really easy and I don't have to be super creative with it. I just fill in
You know, the only thing I don't like, I love it too. I use it for almost everything, but I wish they would do, and maybe they do, and I just don't know. I don't ever find like an outline for a font, or that you can backlight the font like you can within YouTube or whatever for a thumbnail. Do you make a video if you find it?
I think with if you have a pro account, there's a lot more fonts that you can use.
See, I have the paid version, but not the pro, I guess.
No, it's the same thing. You have the paid version?
Yeah, I pay for it.
There are a few, there's not a lot, but there are a few fonts on there that are, I guess it's not colored in.
Okay, so I can't just add an outline to any font. I see.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Hey, Harry.
I'll look. I'll play around with it, see if I can figure it out, but I don't think you can.
And anyone new coming in, please do sub to Crystal. She does some great stuff on her channel. Yeah. Okay, so anything else? Okay, I think we've covered enough. I'm ready to eat and ship. So let's get out of here. It's really, honestly, it's always about my stomach growling. So
I know. Like my husband says all the time, you could eat anytime. It's like, yeah. It's like, you don't even have to ask me, like, are you hungry? Let's just go. Like, you don't even have to ask me.
Oh,
I'm down for food anytime.
Look at all these lurkers coming in.
It's awesome to see so many new faces that I haven't seen on my channel. Like a lot of people I don't know a lot of your subscribers, so that's pretty cool.
Yep. All the circles can come together eventually.
Yeah.
Rick. It's not about that. That comes later. No, we really thank you. And I'll also have Crystal's channel down below in the description and her website. And if she wants anything else down there, we can do that. But you can probably find it all from her channel anyway. And I don't know, maybe we could chat again one day soon.
Yeah, that would be fun. I would love that.
Cool. Bye, guys. Thanks for coming.
Bye.